All right, kia ora, malolele, talofa lava, everyone. Welcome to our combined region call tonight, where we have a few testimonies from people in our regions, sharing their hearts about their journey tonight. So I won't keep talking, but I'll let the first one, Jacqui, introduce herself, and then you can just speak, you can just take it away, sis.
Kia ora. My name is Jacqui Beasley. I'm Mikey's mum. So I have 5 children. I'm 53 years old and I have 5 children between the ages of 34 and 14 is my youngest baby. And Mikey started using Arbonne products through Sedell. And he let it sit there in our lounge in the box, unopened, and just kept looking at it during the first lockdown last year. And then when we were out of lockdown, he went back to where he lived. And he took his box with him and he started Arbonne. And I noticed straight away the changes in him. His attitude had changed. He was a lot happier because he was really grumpy before. And then I saw the weight loss on him and the skin, and he's like, oh, Mum, this Arbonne stuff is really great. I should have opened it during the lockdown. But no, we all piled on weight during the lockdown, down the first lockdown, because, nobody could go anywhere. Anyway, so I had lost my partner, and that's why he was here with us in lockdown on the first lockdown. So more or less, we buried my partner, and then about 10 days later, we went into lockdown. So Michael decided that he would lock down with me and my younger children. So that was cool. It was really cool to have him. So once he got to know all the Arbonne products, he started like flicking me fizz sticks. Oh, here, Mum, drink this. So that was probably the first. Then he could see I wasn't sleeping. So then he said to me, oh, try that in a calm. So I tried that, loved that. That helped. And then the tea was the next thing that he gave me. And then eventually, the first time he gave me the greens, he videoed it and I'm chucking it down the sink because I'm like, I had to block my nose because I just couldn't stand the smell. And he videoed it and was laughing his head off. It was like, Mum, just drink it. And I'm like, I can't stand the smell. Anyway, no problems now with greens. And then, I was just trialing it, kind of mucking around with the products. And then he moved in with us later on. And I started doing, the products all the time, when he was here with us. So I since then, so that was last March, since then I've done 2 whole 30 days. And the 15-day, which is day 15 today, yay, it's over. So that's really day 45 for us. But, I absolutely love the Arbonne products. So for me personally, what it's done for me is I'm 25 kilos lighter. I've gone from wearing a size 22 to a size 12. On top of that, I've also, my diet, so I have type 2 diabetes and it was out of control and it's not anymore. And so I don't like taking the medication. I don't like injecting myself with the insulin or taking the tablets. And I don't. And I'm in the safe area of between 4 and 7. So I can't wait to go back to have my next 6 monthly check so that I can see that the big number that they give me all the time, it's bound to be down, and I can't wait to share that when I have that information. But I know it's going to be there. So, and then, after I lost my partner, what my kids didn't realize is when he died, so did his paycheck. That also went with him, and because we weren't prepared, because he wasn't supposed to die and it kind of just happened. And we talked about while he was sick that we'd do a will once he got better, so there was no will. So life was pretty tough after he passed away. And I saw Michael grow in the Arbonne business. I was amazed at him because he was not that person before. And I don't know if any of you know, but I work in the community. So I work for a trust, and we help people. You know, we give things, we give for free, and I'm also a Māori warden, so you know, it's all about giving. So and then I'm on the phone all the time talking to people and connecting with people in our community and asking them what their needs are. So when he said to me, "Oh, Mum, I think you can sell Arbonne," I'm like, "Oh, I don't know if I can do that. I'm used to giving things away for free." And I just couldn't get my head around the whole selling Arbonne, you know, I couldn't. Although I totally believe in Arbonne products 1,000%. That's me. And so then I thought about it, and I thought, well, if I can show people first, like if I can do the work on myself, then it should be really easy to sell it, you know, because I know it works. Nobody can tell me it doesn't, because I know, I'm proof. So with Arbonne and the whole Arbonne feeling that I always talk about, because there's no better feeling than Arbonne, I was able to exercise for the very first time in my whole 53 years. I have never exercised before in my life. So I started getting on. Michael had bought a cross trainer, and so I'm looking at this machine, and I'm not a very good hands and feet coordinator person. However, I've mastered it, and I just keep it up like every day. And it's that feeling, the Arbonne feeling, I call it, that gets me going every day. I wake up and, you know, I'm on the, Michael looks at me like, "Oh, Mum, you don't have to be on it that long. You don't have to do it every day." But that's what I wanted to do, because that's how I felt. And oh, believe me, I was like thinking, you know, I'm on there going hard out, sweating like a pig. And I'm thinking to myself, what am I doing? For the first time in my life, what am I doing? And I can honestly say, if it wasn't for Arbonne and that feeling, I would never have jumped on. But, you know, I want to go for a walk afterwards, or like I'll do that in the morning, and I want to walk at night on top of it. And then Michael's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm just like going hard out, like I really, really, and I drag him along. And he's like, "Oh, but Mum, you were on the cross trainer this morning." I can't believe how much energy I have for a 53-year-old that done nothing all her life. So not only did I do nothing all my life, I was overweight, like from a teenager to not long ago, to before I started out. And I can't believe it. Like even now, I can't even. So I volunteered in the dress shop last week for designer clothes, New Zealand designer clothes for a friend of mine. And there were some lovely clothes, and I looked at them on the racks, and I thought, oh, one day I'll fit those. And I went in one day, and my friend was there. She said, "Oh, my mum wants to know," because she had a video call with her mum. Her mum's in Invercargill, "if you can try this dress on." I looked at it. I thought, I can't fit that. No way can I fit that dress. She said, "My mum wants you to try it on." I'm like looking at the dress thinking, not me. Anyway, I get the dress on, and she takes a photo and sends it to her mum. Her mum bought that dress for me. And it's an amazing dress. One day I'll share the photo with you of me in that dress. But it didn't stop there. So all up, I got 6 dresses from that store that I was volunteering in. And, you know, I'm like, I'm always going to, where's the bigger section, you know, at the warehouse, at Kmart, at, you know, whatever shop. Oh, where's the bigger clothes, you know, where's the bigger clothes? And I can go and shop where everybody else does now. It's amazing. It is truly amazing. Even like we went out the other day, and I'm like picking off size 12 dresses off the rack, and never in my whole entire life have I ever done that. So I've got the weight loss, I've got my diabetes down, I've got that feeling, I'm exercising. It's just truly, you know, I am so amazed. But I do need to pick it up with the business, you know, I do know that. And that'll come, like, well, I'm hoping I'm going to get a hold of you soon, Nalu, when I'm finished doing all my Christmas stuff for our trust. And once that's out of the way, because I really want to do this. And it was Nikki who said, don't look at it as if you're, to look at it as if you're helping others. That I can do. I can do it by saying, I'm helping you. And that is my plan in the future, is to say, hey, you know, you look at me, they've known me. I know a lot of people in Papakura that have known me for years. So they've seen the transformation. Like I say, oh, do I look different? They go, oh, you're glowing. You are so glowing. And I was talking to my daughter-in-law the other night on the phone. She goes, what have you been doing? Because I haven't spoken to her for ages on a video call. And she said to me, what have you been doing? And I said, why? She goes, look at you. You're just a big glow up. And I'm like, and she goes, lady, you're half the size you used to be. And she goes, I can't wait to see you in person. So, yeah. And I'm just amazed at all the results that I have from Arbonne, and I can't wait to share them with others so that I can, you know, build a business from this as well. And I need to. I know I need to. Grief has played a big part of holding me back a bit, you know, not knowing exactly what to do. So, you know, I had to find my new normal after he died. And, you know, my kids went, you know, they played up big time, and they're 3 teenagers. So can you imagine that, 3 teenagers in one house? So all of that have kind of been like hurdles, but I really can't wait to thrive in this business. I'm gonna follow Michael, because I mean, he's doing really well, and he's an awesome role model for me. I know it's supposed to be the other way around, but I just look at him, and never did I ever think that he could do this. But look at us, the both of us. And I want to go with him to the top, because I know he's going to the top, and I want to be right behind him. Is that me? Or
yes. Oh my gosh, like that was insane. Like, I swear you're getting better and better by the week, or sharing your story, and that is so inspiring. And like, not only me, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of us in here that, you know, always go to the XL section looking for the skinny clothes, and but to hear that from you, and to hear that you have so much energy, you know what, you're in the right business at the right time. And you know, when people see you in person, I don't think they'll know what to think. And with you sharing more about your story and your journey, oh my gosh, you know, you're going to be rocking this business like the amazing 53-year-old mama. So we can call you Mama J. Yes, Mama J's up there. And, you know, it's just so inspiring, you know, to come out of diabetes, to, you know, not exercise, you know, all your life. And then suddenly, you know, with the situation that you went through, that's just, you know, amazing as to how a person can come out of another situation that's really heartbreaking, but find another purpose that is just your calling in helping other people. So I'm super excited for you, Jacqui. We're just waiting. And you know what? The top is where we're all going to be. You know, from the get-go, I've been saying we are all nations. It will just take us a little while to get there, but once we're there, you know, how many other people, or how many thousands of people that we can inspire and give them hope to come to the top with us too, because you know the steps how to get there. And that's where we're going, honey. So yay, show some love to Jacqui, to Mama J, everyone. That is just so incredible. I think we are waiting on our sister Carol now to jump on through. Oh, there she goes. She's on here. Thank you so much, Mama J. All right, so, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to introduce another amazing woman who has been in this business for a little bit, and you know, she's going to be sharing her story. So, sis, I'll let you introduce yourself and share your heart with us. Thank you.
Hi guys, can you hear me clearly? Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. Hello. Okay, I'm just setting my stuff up in the car because I'm just, well, as you can see. But I'm Carol Balo Burgess. I am Regional Vice President with Avon. And hi, Sissy. Thanks for having me, guys. I know I've been a little bit MIA, but you know, life and juggling is real. But look, the beauty of this business, you can jump in your car, tune in, jump on. I'm sorry, Jacqui, I missed, but from what I can tell, it was awe-inspiring. So I'm sure that if Nali can share the recording, I will watch it back. I'm really keen to hear your story, Jack. Hi, Mikey. Dude, you guys have been so amazing. I know I've been a bit quiet, but I'm watching. I am watching, and I've been seeing, and I'm totally inspired by all of you, honestly, like 100%. I joined the business, when did I join? Back in July of 2019. And honestly, like, I didn't think I needed it, like the business anyway, you know, and I don't think many of us do until you're exposed and you see what it can bring you. But the reason I said yes to even trying the product was because of my sister Renee, our girl Renee. And Renee had been reaching out to me for months. She can tell you. She was persistent and in the most loving way, truly. Not in an annoying way and not in a salesy way, but hey, number one. No, but really, like, she had shared truthfully, like, from the heart, from day dot, from the time that you know, that she had joined, and that was, I think, December 2018, ACES. And Renee had shared to me from then, but it wasn't until July 2019 that I had opened my mind and opened my heart to really listening. So I'd never kind of really gave it much of a thought, and I never said yes, because normally I'm quick to just say yes. Oh yes, I'll just support you. But it was something that I was actually really intrigued by because she was so serious about it. And if you know Renee, or if you knew Renee then, this was completely out of her comfort zone. So I think that's what intrigued me, is that I was like, it piqued my interest because I was like, oh my gosh, this is not Renee. So I was like, okay, I will listen. I didn't want to say no. So I never said no, but it was kind of just like, not right now. And so in my life, it was honestly the most hectic time. I was juggling, you know, issues at home with, you know, my stepkids. Like, my husband and I have 6 kids all together, you know, and my 3 older babies are his first 3, and they're my bonus babies. But, you know, with that and having 3 younger ones, it brings a lot of challenges, especially when, you know, you're raising kids from the teen age when you weren't there for their little age, and it comes with a lot of issues and whatnot. They moved over from small town Napier into big town Melbourne. And so I was just dealing with a lot, like, you know, with a lot of counseling and, you know, high risk behavior with, you know, my teens and just what's going on, my husband's health and travel. And honestly, it was, I don't know how I got through 2019 and 2020. But in the back of my mind, I knew that there was this thing. And I thought, okay, like, I'll get there. I don't want to do anything half-high. So I was like, I won't say no, but I won't also say 100% yes until I'm 100%. So it wasn't until like July when things had kind of settled down and come back from, like, I think 3 or 4 overseas trips. Like, we had a trip to Bali together. Like, Renee and I went for a 40th. And even then, let me tell you a quick story. Chuck it in there. When we were in Bali, I don't know if any of you have heard it, but when we were in Bali, I could have seen Renee's face. So when we were in Bali, we were out shopping, and there was how many of us? I can't remember how many. You can jump in. It was like 8 of us in Bali for one of our girlfriends' 40th, and we were going out shopping from Seminyak to like Kuta. And like whilst we were doing this, she was like, "All right, guys, like tell me, like, are we going to be back by whatever time?" And we're like, "Why? Where you got to be?" Like, we're on holiday. Like, we're on holiday. Like, why are you asking? I don't know what time we're coming back. All of us are like, why? Like, no, I've just got to be back. Like, I've got to be back by this time. I've just got to get on a call. It's only short, but I need the Wi-Fi. So we're like, she's like, you guys don't have to come. Like, I'll just jump in a cab and I'll come back. And we're like, girl, you're gonna come all the way from Kuta to Seminyak just for this half-hour call. Like, what is wrong with you? She never told us though, eh? Like, she never like was like, oh girl, like I have this arb on. Like, she didn't use it to like plug. But it wasn't until like later down the track, because none of us were doing Arbonne. Like, it was just her. It wasn't until like later down the track that I was like, oh my gosh, you were rushing back for skills. Like, she was rushing back for skills Sunday. And like, if she had told us then, we would have been like, girl, why? Like a half-hour call. Sure, you're not going to miss anything. But now, like, as you would know, like being in the business, it's all about the consistency and showing up and being there. And honestly, her commitment was handy. It was for real. But I guess that could like that shows you like who I was saying yes to when I finally did. And so come July, sorry, I'm a rambler. Come July, my husband and I, we hadn't been for a half. My husband had a real dip in his health. He's got a lifelong thought I was doing good too. So he's sick, and he has a chronic lung disease, and it can't be cured, and it can only be managed. And it's something that he's had since we were young. Honestly, it was just since he was young, since we got together when I was like 21 and he was 23. And it just hit us like a truck. Like, it came out of nowhere. He was perfectly fit and healthy. And then all of a sudden, like, he was in hospital after hospital 4 weeks on end, like, because they didn't know what was wrong with him. So, you know, he's been managing while we've been managing over the years. But July, like around that time, we had a bit of a scare. And so, like, fast forward, you know, Aaron, my husband, he's typical Polynesian, like, doesn't really show that he's in pain or whatnot. So it takes a lot for him to be knocked off his feet, even though he's in most days it's hard to breathe and he's struggling. But July 2019, we had a scare. We thought, you know, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm going to lose my husband right now. Like, and because with him, because there's no cure, it's really like they're just managing his lungs until it gets to a point where he needs a double lung transplant. And that's where we're at. So, like, that's the next step. We have meetings with the transplant specialist at the best hospital here. And that's where we're at. Like, we're waiting until his lungs are so bad that they can be replaced. And because he's young, they kind of push it because he's young and fit that he can kind of handle. So he's got the lungs of an 80-year-old, which is hard. So that alone comes with so many struggles. Like, you know, day to day, he can't go for runs with the kids, like just like playing basketball outside with the kids. He's out of breath, you know, and he'll have to go lie down and just stuff like that. Like, you know, so that puts a lot on me. And that's okay because it's not his fault. But it puts a lot on me to be there, you know, for the children, to be that parent that runs around with them and does all that stuff. And I do it 100% without even thinking twice. But we got to a point where I was like, oh my gosh, we really need to focus on our health, and not just him, but me, because we've already got one sick parent. You can't have two. Like, I'm not going to let my kids have two sick parents, or, you know, not look after myself and run myself so far down that I can't take care of them when he can't take care of them, you know. And so Renee reached out to Aaron. He's like, bro, honestly, the timing was epic. Bro, hey, you want to try Arbonne? Aaron comes up to me and he's like, babe, like, why haven't we gotten this Arbonne thing? And I was like, oh, because we just went to Bali twice and New Zealand, like all these trips. I was like, we've been back and forth. I was like, I'm just trying to make sure we're on top of all our bills. And here I was thinking that he wouldn't be interested because, you know when the whole husband-wife thing, you're like, oh, I want to buy this box for $300, $400. Like, he's going to be like, hey. Anyway, no, total opposite. He was like, it's Renee, get the damn box. I was like, oh, no, sweet. Like, if you want it, I was like, cool. All right, let's do this 30 days because we need it. We need a reset. Like, let's just do it. And so this is me. Okay, babe, like, we'll get one box and we'll share it. And then in like 2 weeks, we'll get the other box, yeah? And he's like, nah. You get your box. I get my box. You do your own 30 days. I do my own. He's like, you do your own thing. I was like, oh. And he's like, so what has everyone been eating on this plan? I was like, I don't know. The kids, like Nunu, like Renee said, like chicken and salad. He's like, I'm not eating chicken and salad for 30 days. Like, if you know my husband, like, he's a good cook and he's good with flavors. And I was like, but I ain't making this hard for me. Like, let's keep it simple. He's like, nah. We went to the shops, asked Renee, like, he was blowing up our chat. Can I have this? Can I have this? What about this? What about this ingredient? What about that ingredient? Like, I was like, they're gonna block you because you're so annoying. But that's how serious he took it. And I was really glad because when you have someone that you can do it with that holds you 100% accountable, like, he was not going to let anything slide. I was like, oh, I think he's like, no, it's not on the list. You can't have it. And so we did it like to the T and never felt any better. Like we've never felt better than we had until doing the program. And I'm telling you, like, 2 weeks in, sold. So it's like, I mean, show me the business. And like, for real, she's like, okay, you need to do your live. Like, I was like, but okay. Like, we did our like, I did the launch. I said yes, whatever, you want me on skills? I'm on skills. Like, I think that was one thing that was really big is that straight away, like, I listened because I hadn't watched the videos that she said. I watched the videos and I realized, Rick, what have I been sitting on that I just never opened my eyes to? But I guess that's what it takes, is that you have to have an open heart and an open mind. And when you're ready, you're ready, like, to receive. And I was ready. You know, we'd hit like really rock bottom. And I felt like, oh my gosh, I need something. And this was it. Like, it gave me hope that there'd be a day that I could be home with my husband and my kids, that I could be the provider, that I could, that I can, one day retire Aaron, that he's not the breadwinner and that I'm the breadwinner, and that, I can design our lifestyle because of this opportunity. And why work harder than necessary when these opportunities are left, right, and center of us? I mean, yes, it's ingrained in us, like as Polynesians especially, work your butt off, and we have that work ethic, but why not apply it to something that's simpler, rather than like breaking our backs? And here's the thing, you can work it alongside everything else. Like, I work, my husband works, but we don't give up on the fact that there is another way, and that you can still do other stuff. Like, there's so much time in the day, like, spent doing stuff for other people, like we're spending hours at work. And I enjoy work, I'll be honest. Like, I enjoy work. But when I see people that have been there for 20, 30 years and they're tired, and that's the only thing that they've got. And it really has reminded me, like, damn, I don't want that for me. I'm working with old women, old men that have been there at the postal service for 30 years and they've given everything. And then when they walk out, I've seen them retire, they walk out and it's like, good luck, here's a card and thanks for your time, And I'm like, oh my gosh, and here they leave with their injuries or, from, not because they broke their back one day, but because of that bit by bit, it's just chipped away at them. And they didn't have a plan B, or they didn't believe in themselves enough to know that they could do more, and you can hear it in their voice that they've never believed that there's any other way. And so I think we are so blessed to be here at a time where these opportunities are right and readily available for us. And really, it just takes a person individually to take that opportunity and run with it. Yeah, Mikey, so blessed. Like, we are so blessed. And just as quick as we pick it up, we can drop it. And, you know, that's choice for you. You know, we are responsible, like, for our futures and what we choose to do with our time, you know, 24 hours in every day. Everyone's got the same time available to them. So what we do, you know, is up to us and how we choose to inspire and impact people around us. Like, I've never received so much love and even people and support. Like, people are watching, you know, like, even people that say they're not watching, they're watching. Just put that emoji, you know, those eyes, that one, check it up. Because they're watching, like, they are. And I've had people that I thought didn't even watch my stories, or I didn't, yeah, Mikey, you know, they are, like, they're paying attention. Because, like, I've had people congratulate me that I didn't even realize they were watching my stories. Like, when we hit MVP, they're like, "Sis, man, that's so inspiring." I was like, hey, what are you watching? Oh, thanks. You know, and they are. Like, when you share, you really are making an impact. And whether people share back with you that you are or not, like, you are. Like, just think about all the stories you watch in a day, and you might not respond to all of them, but they have some kind of impact on you. You know, you'll react in some way, whether you show it or not, you know, but there'll be a reaction. And there is a reaction when people see your stories and see what you're doing and see that you're consistent and see that, oh, she's still doing that. Let me tell you that, you know, when you can prove longevity, you're already going to earn a lot of people's trust. You know, people that you reached out maybe at the start, I got a phone call. Not interested. 6 months, 12 months, 2 years down the track, they might have a different answer because now they've got the proof that you were serious from the start. You know, so don't write off people. Don't write people off. Like, when people say, "I'm not interested," it's because at that point they're like, "I don't know if you're going to stick around." You know, but when I said yes to Renee, she'd already been in it for however, and I saw that she was 100% serious. Like, she's still here, you know, 3 years on. And that's proof. And that'll be proof to so many people that she reached out to at the start and people that I reached out to at the start. The fact that, you know, you're still around, that you meant what you said. You know, you don't even have to say it again. Now that they've seen you, they're watching you, they get it. And so stick around. Yeah, it's hard, and everything has its ebbs and flows. Not going to lie, like, it hasn't been an easy journey for me, but let me tell you, like, my belief is there.
Sorry, it's good.
You know, my belief is still there, 100%, because the proof is there. Like, you don't need anyone to prove. You see it. You see our leaders and what they're like, the lifestyle that they're living and what they've been able to get for themselves. That's possible for all of us. So, you know, like, when people are like, you've got people in your ear saying, but this and that. I don't need to hear from someone that doesn't know, that hasn't tried, or that hasn't put themselves out there, that doesn't know. You listen to the people that know, you know, the people that have the proof. The proof is in the pudding. The people that are there living the lifestyle that you're trying to attain. You know, you don't get advice from a broke person about how to become a millionaire. You know, you don't go to someone who has to, you know, live out of whatever and then say, "Oh, how do I start a business?" if they've never started a business. You know, like, you mentor, you choose mentors who are where you want to be so that you can attain that position, and then you move on to the next. And that's what we need to do. We need to listen to the people that have done it. Yeah. But anyway, I mean, if there's any questions, please, like, ask me. I've got to, like, zip off. But I thought, like, honestly, like, if I leave you with anything, like, just don't give up. You know, don't give up on yourselves. Like, just keep going. Even if it's slow and steady, you know.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Carol, for jumping on board, sharing your testimony, sis. You know, like I was almost, you know, gonna turn my camera off and wipe my eyes, but then I thought my eyelashes will just go pointing other ways. But you know, it's so important, guys, to share your reason why. And Carol, you know, that is amazing, you know, like your hubby, you know, wanting to go all in, and then you guys all went hard out, you know, that's inspirational. And you know, that it's just so beautiful what this business can do. Not only that, but having the right people next to you as well, and never giving up. So thank you so much, Carol. I know you have to go, but have a nice dinner, sis, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm catching up with my mum because I never have time. So I'm off to see my mum. Love you guys. I'm actually really keen to catch up with you all soon. So I'll see you all soon. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.